We're down to the final session of what has been an intriguing match.
Gentlemen.
Mark King, in the first session 6-2, but lost the second session 7-1, and that's why we're coming into this final session. Mark King 2 frames adrift. Oh, Stephen, I think Junhui was in a bit of a hole and seems to have dug himself out of it. You think problem's over?
Yeah, it would seem so. It's 6-2 was a big surprise for his first session. Looked to be a little bit frustrated. Got right back on track yesterday. Always nice to get the first long pot in any session.
1.
Yeah, this was beautifully played and right in the heart of the pocket, and played it, of course, with the confidence to leave himself on blue or baulk colour.
Yeah, he's in a strange situation in this championship, Johnny Ding. All the top seeds have gone out in this half, and on paper he's a strong favourite to get to the final, but it's difficult to stop yourself looking ahead. Make sure you keep concentrating. You can only concentrate on the match that you're playing, but it's still difficult to think of the opportunities that lie ahead.
Yes, absolutely.
Bob?
You've got to take one match at a time. And when he lost the first session, as I say, of this match, 6 frames to 2, you were thinking, well, is it going to be another year that's going to be wasted? But he played absolutely beautifully yesterday and really stamped his authority on the match. I always take my hat off to the overseas players, you know, have to pack up, if you like, and come and live away from home. It's not easy. Another nice pot. A little bit low on the black, but he'll take the opportunity to go into the cluster. Well, that was beautifully played. He's without doubt one of the best break builders in the game. And today he's just got a lovely touch when he's in and around the black spot area. Heavy scorer. That's why, of course, he's one of the favourites.
Yeah, in my opinion, never plays a wrong shot when he's in the balls. Never plays many wrong shots anywhere, but if one perhaps weakness that's obviously stopped him having success here in the past has been his temperament, and he showed a little bit, as we said, frustration in the first session when things weren't going his way. But when he's focused on the job, he'll take some stopping, don't worry about that.
Well, that's gone a little bit awkward.
20.
Didn't quite get the cannon right there. Now, he could be lucky. And that's the only reason I say that. He's got this red to go out in the left corner. So there he was. I was a little bit surprised. He just didn't play to drop on that cannon. Now, can he develop the black? That's where I think he may have a bit of luck here. Yeah, he just had the angle, didn't he? When potting the red, he was going to knock the black on. Anything else, and he'd have been struggling to get on the colour. He's played it nicely.
I don't think anything pots to the right corner, so possibly the choice of 2 reds to the left centre here. Just has to be careful with the black spot when it's respotted.
Well, I think he's overscrewed that somewhat, but
28.
he may be on the red to the far right corner. Little scratch of the head there.
Yeah, I can't imagine he played for this, because that would have been a much more exacting safety shot. But he's on it. Doesn't have to do a lot with the cue ball. Well, now there is, as we see this red go to the far green pocket, there is a red that pops to the right corner, but I don't know whether he's got the angle to get on that. May just be able to force it. Yeah, you see he had to hit it harder than he would have liked. That's a good shot.
Yeah, I must admit that shot is a lot easier now on these superfine cloths. Back in my day, once you were that straight, you'd have really struggled to make that angle. So back up for the blue, but he needs an angle, and he's not got it. There's the one loose red, that cluster just below the pink that he can play on, but he won't be able to get too close to it. Boy, has he cued this well. May have cued it too well. May just have cued it too well.
42.
Yeah, you see the cue ball here picking up speed when the topspin takes effect. You say there wasn't much angle in that blue, but he managed to force an incredible amount of cue ball speed.
Yeah, I'll be disappointed that he's not on the red, but he must be pleased with the way he hit that. Couldn't hit the ball better. Oh, is he looking at the pot? This would be a shot to take on.
You can play it in such a way you could perhaps hide the... If he leaves this red over the corner pocket, he'll hide the pocket with the pack of reds. Bring the cue ball over to the left-hand side of the table.
Well, that's an exceptional pot.
43.
It really is. As you say, it took a little bit of pressure off, because if you look where the cue ball finished, if the red had stayed in the jaws, he'd have covered it. So just roll the blue in and play for that one loose red.
Turn the mobile off, please. 48.
I don't think he can avoid a kiss on the main bunch just by playing this plain ball, so he doesn't have to do a lot with the cue ball. Trusts to look a little bit for position. I don't think he'll play the stun shot, just the run through. Well, he is playing a little stun, trying to stay on the black.
49.
I thought if he'd have played it with normal pace, he'd have probably got the cannon anyway.
Yeah, obviously expecting a thicker contact on the reds, that's why I played it at that speed, but you know, he played it with drag. Just wanted a thicker contact on that red, and he would have been left on the black. And it looks like end of break.
Yeah, I mean, he could roll the black in the middle, obviously, and then just run off, but he'd only be doing it for the 7 points. 49-point lead. Suppose he could play the safety shot and put the yellow on the side cushion just as a bit of insurance. If he rolls the black in, he's just going for the 7 extra points. Well, in fact, he didn't play the pot.
Ding
He
Junhui,
was putting the
49.
black out of commission.
But so far, not the start that Mark King was after in this final session.
Yeah, all he's done is break off, and he's come back to the table, and he's 49 points behind. That'll help. That will help. That's a nice little kiss off the yellow. And he spread the reds all in the open. So he's gifting a little bit of a problem here. Didn't look too good when it was going to hit the yellow, but just flicked it behind the brown. Well, he's having to play this with a lot of right-hand side. Oh, that's a terrific shot. OK, he's knocked a red to the corner, but you couldn't play it much better than that, believe me. What a shot that was.
Yeah, here we go, judge the angle and pace. Played that with a lot of right-hand side, as you said, John, to square up the angle, and that was a fantastic shot. And Mark King came to the table, his reaction, I think he thought he had Ding in trouble when he left the table.
Well, he was not the only one. Well, how do you get this safe? I always say how difficult it is when you're hitting the first cushion first, but that's one way. But it's always very difficult to judge when you're hitting the first cushion quickly, if you like. But of course, if he follows that line and hits the red, it will be safe. But as I say, that's the problem. It's judging how it's going to come off that first cushion. Missed call, but a surprise if Ding was to take the miss. Just one good pot, and the frame's over. Right in the heart of the pocket. I know this is only the first frame, Stephen, but boy, he looks to be hitting the ball well.
Yeah, he always hits the cue ball nice and crisply. It's always a nice sound when the ball hits the back of the pocket, isn't there?
So that puts him 59 points in front, 75 remaining. He's looking for red colour red to secure this first frame.
Seven.
Probably play the green. The green's a lot easier than the black. It's an open pocket, and the green and one more red would be sufficient.
Ten.
So this red took us 64 ahead with 59 remaining.
11.
Mark King sat in his chair just concentrating. He'll hope he get a better chance. But once again we see the problem of the break-off. It used to be an advantage, but
16.
he left that one red on, and as I say, the next time he came to the table, he was 49 points behind. In all fairness, he played a terrific safety shot. But then the next time he comes back to the table, he was snookered behind the black, so he's not done anything wrong. He's not had a chance to.
No, it's amazing, and quite often when they do the toss of the coin before you come out, a lot of the players actually put the other guy in to break because they're hoping that they perhaps get left a long ball first. I used to let the other guy break off, so if the match went to 4-4, I knew that he had to break off, and hopefully I would get the first chance in the decider.
You did you? If you won the toss, you put the other man in, did you?
Only the last 2-3 years of
Yeah.
my career, so I guess it wasn't working too well. But that was my thinking. I thought if it does go to 4-4, you perhaps get first opportunity.
Yeah, fair comment. And as we always say with any, I mean, this isn't a deciding frame or anything like that, but when you come to a deciding frame, just always say you're always looking for one chance, and yeah, you're probably right, Stephen. You're going to get a chance when somebody breaks off.
$36. $37. $42.
But this is definitely the best I've seen Ding time the ball in this championship. The reaction that's coming with the cue ball is just perfection every time.
$51. $56. $62.
Well, you won't see a better frame than this from anybody. And in it goes, and with breaks of 69 and 49, Mark King leaving the arena. Ding Junhui has won 8 of the last 9 frames, and he's now 10-7 ahead.
Well, what a start for Ding Junhui. We'll get some expert analysis from Stephen John in just a moment after that first frame. But let's just show you some pictures of what's been happening here in Sheffield. Street snooker has come to Sheffield. Basically, what is it? Well, it's a new kick-wall game combining features of snooker and football. Players basically have to kick the ball against a green wall, resembling a snooker table, and then you can basically build breaks in the usual scoring fashion by hitting the red triangle followed by a colour. And it looks like this young man is having a very nice time. Very ambitious young man there, going for the black ball, followed by a red. Good lad. And there are now 25 parks around the United Kingdom. It's all about getting kids involved in snooker. That's a good thing.
Great. I had a 147 myself last week, and I had a red, a brown and a black. Brilliant.
It reminds me of playing Spot On. Did you ever play Spot On?
No, you've got me there. I've never heard of that one.
Never played Spot On. Okay. Anyway, Ding's off to a flyer.
Yes, he is, and fascinating to see how the game turned around after the first session. And obviously we do know that that can happen, but I'd like to get Mark King's take on how that second session unfolded last night, because it wasn't necessarily, I didn't see all of it, I was commentating the other game, but it wasn't guaranteed that actually Mark did that much wrong. It's just that Ding took the game by the scruff of the neck.
But that's what happens, isn't it, John, to the season campaign, especially in that second session. If they hold themselves back into it, they apply the pressure.
Well, it happens a lot in professional snooker. They win in tranches, don't they? The frames just seem like, and the first session, Mark King was superb. His match play and his overall safety play was superb in that session. As good as I've seen him play. Yesterday, it was a total turnaround. Ding came out. He was in authority, very determined, and he ran away with it. So he's been excellent. And that opening first frame, couldn't agree with the boys more. That was a real good top-class frame he's played there.
And Steve, just quickly, your thoughts on Ding. Stephen Hendry described that as perfection.
Yes, and when he does play like that, he's a machine. He's got a machine-like quality to his cue action, but his positional players, as Stephen Hendry said, and Stephen Hendry, one of the greatest positional players ever been. If Stephen praises him, that is high praise indeed.
Thank you, guys. Back to John and Steve.
Well, after that first frame, Ding Junhui has just broken off, and he's left the obligatory, it seems, long red for Mark King to have a go at. 41 minutes since Mark spotted the ball. So he may have just gone away with that if it's nestled on the black. I don't think he can get through to this red. He may be playing cushion first and just knocking the red up the table. Yeah, he can't get through to it direct.
Well, he's not left a pot on, but that's about all you can say about that shot, really. Not gaining any advantage whatsoever, and good chance he's going to be glued to the black cushion here. Ding will try and stun this a little bit, trying to play off the red that's closest to the cue ball, to the right of the pack. Well, I can play the one off the left as well, but I'll be trying to open reds up here to make it more difficult for Mark King to play the same shot. I would have much rather played off the red to the right of the pack there and try to stun it a little bit.
Oh, when they come off the side cushion, you can clearly hit reds, but he wanted to get into the main bunch. Well, that looks like touching ball to me. If it is, the referee will nominate it.
Touching ball.
Is he playing a pot here? Now he could just get through to hit that red, so that stops the stalemate.
The red they'd lined up a minute ago, the red that looks like it's a pot to the middle pocket, but it's not. He can play thin off that and take the cue ball down behind the black, but it's dangerous if he catches it thick. He's going to cannon the red that's to the right of the blue. And this one, he has to watch the jaws of the middle pocket with this one.
Yeah, he had to be very thin on it to avoid the jaws of the middle pocket, and of course he was so thin on it that he's overhit it. So after the the first frame that flew by. Well, they always say that no two frames of snooker are alike. Excellent length. Can he get through to a red to the left middle? No, I think he can just see enough of it. It's a difficult pot, but if it went in, he'd certainly be on the black.
Yeah, I think he wants to play it. The only danger is going to leave possibly a choice of a couple of reds to the right centre, especially if he's bringing the cue ball back to the black.
Just playing safe.
The red that's between the cue ball and the pink, Mark can come off the right hand side of that and leave the cue ball somewhere in the baulk cushion behind the green. It's a nice shot.
Well, this is Junhui's view here. Looks like he's just coming down to this top cushion again. All players vying for an opening, and when Junhui refused that red to the left middle, it showed me that he's treating Mark King with every respect. He's got a 3-frame advantage now, but he's not going to give him anything easy. He's saying to his opponent, if you're going to get back in it, you're going to have to work for your chances. A little thin on that one, and it's run past the green. As it, both players looking from one side, looking very close. Can he get through to it enough of the green? Oh, it's tight. I think he can. I think he can.
One.
Really good, John. That was an excellent shot. Again, got absolutely tremendous reaction in the cue ball. It's doing exactly what he wants the cue to do, that cue ball. It's dancing for him.
Well, would you believe it?
Ding Junhui, 1.
I didn't see that coming. Looked to be hitting the ball so well, and it just shows you put that extra little bit of pace. And just don't find the middle of the cue ball. He must adjust it that slightly on the right-hand side because it's pushed into the black.
One.
Well, you could say unlucky, but you should maybe have realised that that could happen just playing at that pace. He's got a problem here. I'll try and give you a clue here. This is ambitious, but
Colour, please, Mark.
Any colour it hits.
I'm thinking green.
That's like Superman, isn't it? Look.
Yellow ball.
They always say yellow. They always say yellow.
A bit hard on your line, John. That was hitting the
Miss.
green.
Thank you,
Marking
Stephen.
1. Ding Junhui, 4.
I think there's a line there for the green. So if he hit the yellow full ball, he could possibly leave something. I'm leaving my line in. He may change his mind.
Colour, please.
Give me a chance.
Sorry.
Yep.
Yellow ball. Foul and a miss.
Well, I think
Ding
the
Junhui,
cushions are
4.
not going to allow him to hit that yellow. That line's not on. It's just sliding too much. I don't think that shot's on.
It's green all day long for me.
Yeah, the only problem is if he hits it too hard and comes past the green, he's going to leave red to the left centre. But the line is perfect.
I mean, if he could come off one cushion, then obviously, then it's easy to hit the pink.
Pink ball.
Well, he's just going to trust to luck now. Well, it's turned out very nicely, thank you.
One.
Well, it was a nice cut, but he was always trusting to luck where the cue ball was going to end up, and now he's got a decision. There's a blue to the left centre, but boy, you wouldn't want to be playing that. So I'd imagine some sort of safety shot here. Looks like white on the black cushion, off the black.
Yes, you wouldn't want to risk rolling up to the black. It's a bit pacey, this, though.
Ding Junhui, 1.
This red to the left centre doesn't offer up any colours with the angle that it's at, so it's hard to see where the pot's coming from here, unless he takes a long one up to the baulk pockets. At some stage he's going to have to take a pot on, John.
Yes. I don't think if he waits for Ding Junhui to make too many mistakes, he's going to force too many errors. But whenever the cue ball is tight against the cushion, there's always a chance that you can force a mistake. This red is potable, but well, it's a risky one to take on. I think he's going for it. No, just playing it up the side cushion. But he didn't hit it as full as he would have liked. Is there anything here that will tempt Mark?
The pink offers up position here, pink to the left centre. Just has a little stun run through this red to the green pocket.
Well, it was half a chance, and I think he's got to start taking those half chances. He'd have expected to pot that. A little bit short of pace, but I think the brown has stopped the path to the red to the left middle. Strange when Ding Junhui lost the first session 6 frames to 2. The 2 frames he won, he made century breaks. But now he's got his nose in front, he's prepared to mix it and play Mark King at his own game, really. He's not going to push the ball out, I don't think. He's in the comfort zone and he's thinking, well, I've got a 3-frame advantage. I'll leave it to my opponent to take chances.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier, but I'm showing his opponent, Mark King, a lot of respect. I think he's also shown the World Championship a lot of respect. I think there's one or two pots that perhaps in lesser tournaments he may have taken on. But he knows the importance of this match and of this tournament.
Yeah, in that first session when he lost it by 6 frames to 2 would have been a little bit of a shock to his system. He'd have probably had a sleepless night that night. And that's all about learning experience, of course, isn't it? Excellent length with the cue ball. So it puts Mark King here in a spot of bother. He's not guaranteed to get this safe. I know you go to China quite a bit now, Stephen, but the expectancy in China for Ding Junhui is maybe that weighs on his shoulders a bit heavy.
Yeah, and obviously I think obviously we mentioned earlier about how hard it is for the Chinese players. They all live in the UK, but that's one thing. Obviously he gets away from that pressure by living over here. I've obviously been there when he's been playing tournaments over in China, and it's a massive expectation. That's
something else that Ding does quite a bit of now, I've noticed, particularly this season. You know, he's developing his own type of character. He's not frightened to have a little smile with his opponent. The reason he was smiling was that Mark King said, "Do you fancy a re-rack?" But that was a pretty good shot. He was in a spot of bother there, and he's done well to get it as safe as he has.
And yeah, the Chinese are desperate to have a world champion in snooker. Though Ding's won many tournaments on the circuit, for him to become world champion, he would be truly massive in that country. You would see his face in every billboard in every city.
No pressure then. But yeah, but he's got the talent, he's got everything it takes to be a world champion. But you've still got to do it. And Mark King is the gritty competitor that will not make life easy for him. You just feel that Mark needs to somehow create an opportunity. And he's got a chance of this red now to the right corner. He's usually very good at this type of shot.
Will he play it positively for the pink to left centre, or bring the cue ball back up to baulk? Well, he struck it beautifully. He obviously played it with an element of safety, but he was always going to be on something, and that's a not bad kiss in the black. And right in the centre of the pocket. Black's tricky, but I feel it's the right shot.
Yes, and being a left-hander, he can get to it without using the rest. Oh, used all the pocket, but in it went. Chance now. Looked wide, didn't it?
8. Nine.
Well, slight little grimace there. He's just not got the ideal angle on the black to get on this red. I don't know if the red pots the right corner pocket. I don't think it does, so that's why he's not already playing the shot. May have to fall off 2 cushions for a red to the right centre.
Well, trying to stun on and off the cushion. The problem is with that, if you strike the cue ball
16.
too low, then you take all the pace out of it. And that's what's happened here. So pot's okay, but it's got to go for blue or bought colour.
17.
And if the blue doesn't pass the green, well, he's looking close, so maybe it does. He's still got the brown as an alternative. No, obviously the red just below the pink goes to the right
22.
centre, so that's very well played.
$23.
Well, he just got down and played that very quickly. It doesn't look to have the right angle on the ping, although I suppose if he's straight enough, then just roll it in. He's got a choice of reds to the left corner. He just didn't have the right angle. Didn't want to be using the rest. His rest pot success is 71% in this match, so he has been known to miss using this implement. Needs to get this one though.
30.
Well, he's potted it, but is he on the pink? No, he's not. Just concentrated so much on the pot, forgot about position.
Brown ball. Marking 30.
Well, a bit disappointed there. I must admit, the way he played it, you thought he was bound to go back at least an inch to be on the pink. You were disappointed it ended so abruptly. But that's a poor safety shot from Ding. So he's got another chance.
One.
Well, he's played that well. Looks to have the perfect angle on the pink. I mean, even if he was straight, he'd still just screw back a couple of inches for the red in the middle. Well, maybe he's even contemplated here, potting it and holding the spot. Doesn't want to be hampered by the pink. Has he held the spot?
7.
Well, he hasn't. Well, I'd rather have screwed back a couple more inches because he's hampered here. And he just can't roll this red in dead weight. He's got to play it with a bit of pace. Well, is there an alternative? There was.
8.
And he put his hand up and apologised to Ding because that red he didn't play for. He didn't realise he was on it. And now he's decided to hold the pink spot. Didn't realise he was on that red and apologised.
$15.
36 points the lead. This black will put him 43 points in front. So he's still looking for these two reds in the middle of the table, just one with the colour. And this will be a good reply considering what happened in the first frame of the session.
I think he'll be a little bit frustrated. He got in first, missed the black off a spot after putting a really good red, putting a really good positional shot. So he wanted to get this match won as soon as possible today. I don't think it's going to work out like that. He's going to have to battle for it.
Oh, well, he's short of pace here, and he's only looking for the one red.
29.
That's poor. I mean, he could have run that cue ball another 2 or 3 foot further up the table. At least give yourself a chance. Got a good angle on the pink. No excuse for being that short. He may be able to cut it in, but it should have been easier than this. Well, he's played the double.
29, Mark King.
Oh, what a chance he had there. OK, it's 50 points in front, but there's still 51 remaining. Well, I'm surprised he's playing this. Well, his intention was to knock the brown off the cushion, but I don't know. I may have played off the 2 reds and just gone to the baulk cushion and maybe brought them into play, but it's his choice. And he has got the black, oh sorry, the brown in play. Well, there's one safe red. Now he's got the blue into play. But he won't be winning the frame in one visit if he did get a chance with that red adjacent to the brown. Just coming off the side cushion, resting up to that red near the far left corner. That was a good way to hit it, really, because he's hit it and still left it in a potable position. If it wasn't, we may see Junhui play this red into this corner and try and get on the black. But with that red potable, it's a risky shot to play. Watch the brown.
Well,
Snooker needed.
Mark King 4.
So there you see it. Mark King now 54 ahead, 51 remaining. And he'll play the pot here. There's no danger of an in-off. He'll pot this red, come off the bottom cushion, he'll kiss the other red. That'll stop any chance of an in-off. We may pot them both.
One.
Anyway, it's frame over.
Three. Four.
Well, this has been a good performance from Mark King. It was one of those frames, okay. As you say, Stephen, I think Junhui got the first chance and Mr. Black off the spot, but he battled it out. And although he missed a simple frame-winning opportunity,
Seven.
it was always hard work for Ding, and after the first frame, this is a good performance.
Eight.
So he's hanging on in there.
$11. 13. 16. 20.
Well, the
Okay.
blue's not in,
20.
but the
And the
frame
frame.
was over well before that. And well played Mark King after that first frame of Ding Junhui in top form. He stuck in well. Still 2 behind though.
Well, given that Ding had won 8 of the last 10 frames, that was a vitally important one, wasn't it, Steve?
It was, and Mark King is a highly underrated player, not the least because of his fighting qualities. Tactically, he's very astute, and I think he played an excellent frame there. He never panicked, which would have been easy to do, to try and force the issue. He didn't get every shot he played, but once he got in amongst the balls, he just made enough, and yeah, well played, Mark King.
I guess that's what it's all about for Mark King, really, isn't it, John? Because Ding's on 10 frames, he only needs 3 more frames, and Mark's just got to hang on in there and wait for his opportunities.
He's certainly one of the best at that. I mean, I've seen lots and lots of matches over the years that he plays in where you think he's not quite playing as well as his opponent, but he takes some beating, doesn't he? Every time, you know, he sticks in there. He's played with this fella. I mean, you used to practice with him quite a bit, didn't you?
Yeah, I used to practice with him in Romford, yeah, for many years, and I'm not saying that that's made any difference, but what he does do, he comes back for more punishment day after day. He's never given up in the game of snooker, and by his own admission, when we've done interviews with him recently up here, you know, he said, you know, he hasn't set the world alight, but he just enjoys himself. He's come here with no expectations. He's just gone out to enjoy himself. He's had a great first round win against Mark Allen, and he's going to see where it goes, but he will fight 100%.
And he's one of those players, I don't think he ever gets hammered, does he? No one ever goes in and gives him a, you know, beats him like 9-1 or 9. He never seems to get any of that, because he's in there competing all the time.
Fascinating what you say there, Steve, about being a grafter. You know, I spend a lot of time on the practice tables doing in the early morning shows. The one thing that struck me is Mark is in there very early on. He seems to be enjoying himself, looks very relaxed, puts a lot of hours in.
Yes, and some players feel as if they've done all the hard work before they get up here, and they just sort of tick over. But Mark King is the type of player who thinks if he's not in stroke all the time, that he likes to practice a lot, so he keeps in stroke. And that's down to the individual sort of technique, perhaps. But he does practice a fair bit, and actually, in between your days off, why shouldn't you?
John, like, I've seen a lot of players in the practice room, but Mark King, there most mornings when I've been there.
Well, you know, that's what he's here for. I mean, this is the biggest tournament in the world. It's got excellent prize money. You know, you've got a long time off through the... Well, you used to have a long time off through the summer. You don't now, do you? But you want to make the best of, you know, when you're here.
Thank you.
And why not? Put everything you've got into it.
But, Steve, has he got enough in his game to see off Ding?
He has, but of course Ding Junhui in fine form can just reel off a couple of frames and it's all over. But yeah, Mark King, you know, knows his way around the table well enough. It always gets tight towards the end. There's always possibilities of it all goes right or wrong for either player.
Funny thing is, he'll have to improve his break though. He's done this 2 or 3 times in this match. He stuck a red out again here.
Yeah, that's Mark's break-off shot, and the half-ball red left again. How costly will it be? Missed that one. Right, it much too thin.
Yeah, if anything, that looked a little bit edgy, that one. He seemed to be a long time down in the shot there.
You know, I was thinking exactly the same. He seems to be down longer playing that than I've seen him play any shot. So you never know. You will question the fact that sometimes he gets a bit frustrated. In that last frame, when he missed the black off the spot, maybe that just knocked his confidence a little bit. Well, he's got to hit this very thin if he's going to try and get back to the baulk end. Well, he didn't in the end, he just played the containing safety. Bit thick, and the kiss on the blue has left this red on. Saw his expression there. Wasn't happy with that one.
One.
Nice angle on the green. He's just have a look if there's reds available. If they're not, he could play a cannon into them here. That's how he sees it. Now he's playing for the loose red. He's got into that a little bit too much and needs to slow up. Well, it has done. It has done.
4.
Yeah, I don't think he was planning on being that close to the object ball, but it's turned out lovely, hasn't it?
5.
Now he just needs to keep his cue ball on a tighter string. So there's one fault Mark King has. Doesn't keep hitting that cue ball well enough when he's in the balls. And I think already he's landed a little bit straight in the black, but it shouldn't be a problem as I read that pots to the same pocket, so he can just screw back off the cushion. Just makes winning frames easier if you can keep tight control of that cue ball.
$13.
hampered by the red in the cushion, but managed to squeeze the red in. If he wants to play for the red to the left corner, he's going to have to play this with some left-hand side of the cushion. And that's what caused the miss.
13.
Yep, absolutely. You put left-hand side on it, push the cue ball to the right, and that's why you hit the black too thin.
And all caused from a careless shot from black to red when he had to bridge over the red that was on the left-hand cushion.
But he's one of those type of players, Mark King, that he will put that shot behind him. He won't keep thinking about it and put him off for the next shot. Listen, he may not get another shot this frame, but that to me is also one of his great strengths. He can miss a comparatively easy shot like this. As Stephen said, well, this was the one, but it was the shot before that really, when he left himself straight on the black. That's where it started, and of course it's snowballs. As I say, he's blessed with that temperament that he can put a bad miss behind him. Well, Ding just going into them gently, and he's just about finished on this red to the right middle. Don't think he can do a lot with the cue ball, because he can't really get to the bottom of it, so you just have to roll it in. Oh, he may be able to get to the bottom and stun it in. No, but it just put him off.
Ding Junhui. 8.
It's made the shot that little bit more difficult, so that miss black has not cost Mark King as much as I thought it would. Only just avoided the double kiss. We have a look at the possibility of a plant. He's mainly concerned when he plays the red that's in the middle of the table. He'll be going on to another red, and he just doesn't want to simply knock that red over the pocket. And if he feels he's knocking it towards the pocket, he'll have to play with a little bit more pace. Well, short of the ball cushion.
Yes, and these are not the type of frames that Ding wants to be playing, are they? Long safety battles. And he's only getting in and putting maybe 2 or 3 balls at a time. He's out his comfort zone in frames like this. Now, can Ding get to this red? The one that Mark King just played to the left centre. It's a tough one though. I'm sure he'll take it on if he can see it. Yep, obviously he can get through to it.
Well, if you're going to miss then that's the side to miss on it, because the red will come back down this end and the cue ball go up the table. But half chances. Sometimes all you're going to get in these type of frames. You'll be disappointed to have missed that. Where's the cue ball going?
Ding Junhui 4.
That was a little unlucky. And now the red, which I thought had run safe, the one near the right corner. Now he can put the cue ball anywhere in the D. This red is cuttable. Well, he took his time to drop, but drop it did. Will I, won't I? Yes, I will.
I don't know if it's the correct angle on the yellow to actually go into the bunch here, because there's only one open red that they can play for. He never normally refuses a chance to go into them. It's quite a big target off the yellow.
Yeah, just got to miss the pink if he's playing the break-up shot. He's playing for the single red. Well, I think he played for the single red on the right-hand side of the table.
3.
Is he on it? Well, he can get through to this one to the left corner, but I'm not certain of the path of the cue ball. But if he was playing for the red on the right-hand side of the table, that was a bad misjudgment. Had plenty of margin of error. Snookered on all colours. Obviously thought he was going to kiss the second red a little bit thicker.
Brown ball. Foul, miss. Ding Junhui 4, Mark King 4.
Is there a plant anywhere? There's two reds. No, they're not a plant. They wouldn't be putting it back if they were.
A little bit surprised Mark King's not playing a safety shot himself here. It was a comfortable safety shot. I mean, if Ding does make contact with the brown here and leaves the cue ball on the baulk cushion, he might regret that decision.
Well, those two reds that I thought could possibly be a plant. I think they could be made. They're close enough together.
Yeah, okay.
Could reverse that.
Call it. Brown ball.
He said, the referee said colour. He went, I've just told you. I really do believe that these two reds, I know they look as though they're to the, well, left of the left-hand jaw, but and they're close enough to reverse. Anyway, he's not playing it, he's playing the safety. Will Ding fancy it?
Whichever red he plays, he'll be trying to get that cue ball in behind the brown.
Well, he didn't apologise.
Ding Junhui, 1.
$17 points all in this frame. So Mark King now has got to be very, very careful. Because you just feel if he leaves one more chance, the way the reds are, there's only one awkward red, and that's the one on the left-hand side of the table. Ding could run out with his next visit. Got to be careful here. Side and top cushion, but this looks a bit narrow to me. And well
Foul
short
miss.
of pace.
Ding Junhui, 4.
Really, miss? Really?
Won't have to be an easy pot-on for him not to have it replaced. I can't see one.
No, he's a red to the far yellow pocket, which I don't think he'll take on because the cue ball will be going to the left of the table. It's fraught with danger. I don't think there's a red to the left centre. Yeah, if he could play a pot without leaving anything on, if he missed it, he would probably take it on. So he's got to change his line and the strength he hits it here, Mark King.
Yeah, but on the face of it, I mean, he did find a decent way out of this.
Okay, yeah.
He's a bit narrow again, but he's just about got to the red. And he's got it safe, so that was well played. I mean, normally you'd expect a player to play the cross double on the red that's near the left-hand side cushion. Just got to be careful here. If you catch it a little bit too full, you could always get the double kiss. Well, he avoided the double kiss, but well short of pace. Well, if he doesn't kiss the yellow, it's a decent shot, but now he's kissed the yellow. He may tempt Ding with a pot. There's no easy safety. I know he may be running into another red, but there is a path. He pots this red. Or he could stun across. Could stun across there, pot that red. If he just misses the red that's nearly in the line, but cannon the red near the top cushion, he'd be on the black. And that's what he's going to play here. But a long way away from the pot. It's funny, isn't it? The first frame this afternoon, Stephen, he looked as though he was striking the ball beautifully, but he's gone off
The second frame. That's where this edginess has come from. And Mark King's got to punish him for that.
You couldn't wish for a much better chance than this. This is a golden opportunity. That's okay. Just.
4. Five.
Well, in putting this pink, I think the pink will have to go in the black spot. So. It shouldn't make too much of a problem for Mark King to make a frame winning break.
11. Twelve.
Well, he's on a red to the right centre and the left centre.
18.
But he's just making things more difficult than they should have been. This was a straightforward opportunity.
Good recovery. Back in prime position.
$25. 26.
26.
Tracy again. It's finished straight in the pink. And these are just elementary positional shots he's getting wrong here. He's just concentrating so hard on the pot that he's forgetting the positional shot.
Well, you rest your case. He's on nothing.
32.
Nothing easy anyway. As you say, once you've not got the perfect angle on a ball, then you're trying to make the angle. And that's twice he's done it and twice he's failed. Okay, I've no doubt you can cut this red into the left corner. But it should have been easier and unmissable.
And when you're in ding seat, this can be frustrating, because your opponent keeps on potting balls. He's not in position. You keep thinking, well, I've got half a chance here to get back to the table. He keeps on pulling pots out. So what should have been a comfortable frame winning opportunity. So he's given him a 29-point lead, and he's laid a snooker, still in a very strong position, but the frame should have been over by now.
He'll need a bit of luck here. Just missed it by a fraction.
Mark King 4.
Well, I think the right hand one of these red pots, well, he's having it replaced, and he wasn't far away from the two-cushion escape with pace there. If he makes that minor adjustment, Mark King may regret putting him back in. But of course the misrule, it encourages people down. You may be thinking, I can get enough points here from the snooker to be past the winning line in the frame. But he caught it right that time. Perfect.
Yeah, excellent shot this, and I agree, Mark King should have taken that red on, and sometimes players take the easy way out, hoping they'll give them a few points. This does cut to the left corner pocket. And obviously the red going safe helps Mark King's cause in this frame.
I don't think Ding has had a look yet, but he may be able to get past the blue for the potting angle on the red on the right hand side of the table. Well, he had a quick look. Looks as though he could get through to potting. Well, surely he's not going to take this one, is he? He must be, because not really an easy safety unless he's playing it up and down trying to get the snooker. Well, I don't see that as being the right shot at all. Don't get that one.
No, and you're 33 points behind. Why put the red up on the bulk end? Fair enough, if he plays it right and gets a snooker in behind, but the pink and black would be saying it's a great shot, but it was a strange choice for me.
Yes, Ian.
And particularly when your opponent's in a position where he just needs red and a colour to get to the snooker's required stage. There's one more frame after this before the mid-session interval. It's a very, very pivotal part of the match, this, for me. This red does go to the left middle. And as I say, it just needs a red and a colour. Surely he's got to play it. And right in the heart of the pocket, and perfect on the blue. That's the frame winner, that.
Six. Marking 6.
Well, he's missed it. 39 points of difference. 35 remaining.
Foul.
You want to concede now. He's
Marking
looked
for
at Mark King
Lincoln.
and said that's
Mark,
enough.
big
So
marking.
Ding had a great start to this session, but he's gone a little bit downhill since. Mark King closes a gap to just 1, 10-9.
Another good player. You know, off the table we have a lot of banter at venues, and you know, he likes to wind up as well.
He's so hard and he just doesn't let you go, and you think you're pulling away and then he comes back at you, and you just never quite know with Mark. He always gives 100%. He's always ready and well prepared, and when on his day he can beat anybody.
Very, very funny. I mean, we go on a lot of flights together, and he's always quite verbal and always coming out with his one-line Cockney slang, rhyming slangs, and yeah, I mean, he's a good lad.
I actually rate him quite highly. He does play some shots that I think play better than anyone else.
His positional play is not the best, but as a player and the grit and that he's got, he's a very, very underestimated player.
He's not the heaviest of scorers, but again, he's got loads of bottle. You know, he clears up from 50 behind all the time, and that's what makes that's the top level.
A bit like myself, probably hasn't won what he wanted to win over his career. Good enough to have won things, but we haven't quite made it. But you know, probably carbon copy of myself. You know, we'll just keep plugging away until we can't do it anymore.
Well, after his first round win, Mark King told the press that he's come to the Crucible not putting any pressure on himself, just relaxing. And interesting hearing Sean Murphy there talking about he doesn't let you go, and that's exactly what King is finding out.
Yeah, and at the moment, Ding's just got to get back to the level he had in the first frame today, because he's definitely dipped. The last couple of frames have been tactical and gritty and tough, and Mark's been the best in them.
It's the type of snooker that Mark King excels at, are the messy frames. That's not to say that he can't play good open attacking snooker, but actually when it does get frames get bogged down with a bit of tactics, he's in his element to some degree, and don't think it's Ding's speciality, and it's not a style that Ding likes to play. So if it continues like this, Mark King may want to keep it all tight and tricky.
Yeah, and really interesting, guys, that Ding's last win over Mark King was at the Welsh Open in round 2 in Newport back in February. Ding was in great form that day. He won it 4-0, much tighter here at the Crucible.
Yeah, as we see Ding break off here in frame 20. And it's his turn to leave Mark King. The long red. All these top players expect to get. Black's not available, so he's going to have to negotiate a path with the cue ball.
Has that not dropped?
Well, just having a laugh there, saying how's that not dropped? It didn't drop, Mark, and he never got near the jaws of the pocket. There's a red that will go to the right corner, the one closest to the cue ball. Funny enough, we were having a conversation the other night, weren't we, Stephen? No matter how big odds on a player is, and Junhui would have been at the start of this match, if it did go to 10 each, then anybody's match.
Well,
Yeah, exactly. Form goes out the window, doesn't it? And any advantage really that the top players would have when it comes down to a straight best of 3 to get in the next round, the pressure is going to be immense, and most of it is going to be on Junhui.
Yeah, because, as I say, he's been a big favourite. Not after the first session, obviously, but then when he went back to 9-7 in front, everybody was saying, there you go, I told you so. But if Mark King can win this frame, go to the mid-session interval, 10 apiece, there's no big favourite then. That's an excellent cut. But what red is he on?
six.
Well, there's the red closest to the brown, past the brown and go in the middle. It's the only pot I can see that's relatively easy. He thinks it can. He just overcut it. And the blacks and the brown stopped it going in. He would have been nicely on the black, but I don't think all the pocket was available there.
One thing's getting the cue ball cleaned, and I've never seen a professional get the cue ball cleaned and then play a safety shot, so must be taking something on here.
Is it the cut or the red to the far corner? The cut. Well spotted, Stephen. You don't get the cue ball clean to play safe.
Six.
And this is where Ding would be expecting to, or certainly hoping to win the frames, getting in first and winning in one visit. As I've said a few times, doesn't like the frames that are all bits and pieces.
Seven.
Normally we say that he's just short, but he's just run a bit too far, to be honest with you there. He wanted to be this side of the blue, and then he could have played for the red near the brown, or the red he's going to play now, but
12.
He's just got a little bit of work to do with the cue ball when potting this red. I think he's just a bit concerned when if he plays to come back for the blue, the green may be in the way. He managed to avoid the green.
13.
He's down quick, so he must be happy with position on the blue. Well, he might not be happy with that if the blue spots. Going to be badly hampered for this red near the brown.
18.
No, he's disgusted with himself with that shot. Obviously, it was straight in the blue, but he was hoping to create an angle. Should still pot this, but it's got no control over the cue ball here. Well, he'll set up for that. This is a lovely angle now, and the brown into the centre to go into the reds. That was a little bit fortunate to create this shot.
Yep, but when you have a nice run of the ball, try and take full advantage of it. It's got to be careful, of course, when you're playing the brown. It looks easy enough, but it's sort of into a blind pocket, and he's going to play it with pace if he's playing the cannon.
Well, unusually for Ding, he didn't really commit to that shot. Didn't play this with anywhere near the pace I was expecting.
We'll have to bite the bullet here and just nestle into them. There was no
23, Ding Junhui.
easy return to balk.
Yeah.
Not fouled.
Foul, thank you. Foul, Ding Junhui, foot.
Didn't reach.
Play again. What? You just nodded. Yeah.
What a time you get. Play again, Sam.
He thought it was a referee telling him to play again. He went, what? And he said, no, Ding's just nodded. He wants you to play it again. Sam. Well, if it gets up behind the brown, it's okay, but he's not quite got behind the brown. So there is a pot on, but is it worth the risk?
Yeah, and he's just started missing these last couple of frames. Well, in fact, he's playing safe. Needs a good cue ball because he's caught that a little bit thicker than he would like, I think. And then this red will cut to the right centre, I think.
Well, that's a cracker. That's a good safety. That's the obvious escape route. Follow the line. White line all the way. Reminded me of that song when I was watching Dad's Army the other night. Well, there's Hawkeye's view. So there's no path back to balk, it doesn't appear. Well, that was always risky to play that, and he'll pay the price. He thought the only red he could leave was the one he was playing. And he's left it.
One.
Just got a little bit more angle than he would like here, Ding. He'd love to be able to stun for the red just to the right of the black spot. I don't think that pots. Well, looks like he's played for it. That's the red he would have wanted to get rid of.
8. Let's try again.
And if he can stay in a black here, this is a good chance. So it was a risky one for Mark King there, but obviously, as we said, he felt that was the only one he could leave, but he only needed to leave one there.
That's the referee to re-spot the black, which he's quite entitled to do. And now the cue ball being cleaned.
No.
Well, 42 points the lead already. Just one good positional shot. He's not absolutely inch perfect on this black. Needs good cue ball control. It's not bad.
16.
I don't think he can play off the black without using another red. Back up for the blue. Well, has he got an angle? Maybe just. There you see it. And we've certainly got every angle covered this year. Hope you're enjoying the coverage.
22.
I think there is a red at the edge of the bunch that will pot to the right corner, but he's got a lovely angle to go into the bunch here. I didn't seem to play it with a lot of conviction.
30.
Just looking for the red in colour. You wouldn't expect him to make a mistake here, but it should have been easier.
Yeah, I was forgetting the score there. Obviously didn't want to open the reds up and miss the black.
So the black to go 71 points in front with just 67 remaining. And he'll be mighty relieved, I would suggest, to still have that two-frame advantage intact.
38.
Going to the mid-session interval.
39.
Yeah, it means Mark King now has to win 4-1. And that's a tall order now.
46.
Well, I'm not quite sure what he was looking at when he was looking at his cue there, unless he's got some sort of line that a lot of players hold the cue in exactly the same place all the time. Maybe with him putting the extension on, he was looking for that line. I don't know.
Yeah, the players that use ash cues, there's obviously a more pronounced grain on the wood in the cue, and they'll be looking for that line of grain every time they play the shot. They'll hold the cue in exactly the same spot.
62. 63.
Were you an ash man or a maple man, John?
Well, I started off with a maple, and then I got an ash in the early days. I won the boys' championship with an ash, and I suppose you never change then. But I think if you're thinking of changing cues every now and then, I think it's easier to change to a maple than an ash. Just as you say, with the difference in the grain. You were a maple man, weren't you?
Yeah, always maple.
79. $82. 86.
Well, it'd be nice to finish this with a century break. He's taking these really well.
91.
As I say, he will be absolutely delighted because he's had to tough it out here against Mark King in these last 3 frames. Beautifully played. Mark King, he's still in this, don't worry, he won't give up without a fight. But what a wonderful finish to those 4 frames before the mid-session interval. Beautiful break of 104. Don't count Mark King out just yet, but Ding has his 2-frame advantage back at 11-9.
Yes, the man who's won 6 ranking titles, showing his class there. But Steve, he's been made to work, hasn't he, in this session?
Yes, and I think, you know, he's prepared to work as well, because he knows he's up against a decent player in Mark King, but it does look as if Ding's not necessarily experienced in the game, but his CV will get him over the line.
What's your assessment of Ding's performance in this session?
Very impressed with that last frame. Looked like he was teetering a little bit, didn't he? And he's pulled himself together again. Excellent break again. He was also positively surgical with that break. He just kept wheedling one red out, wheedling the other, got over the line. Superb break. He'd be glad to have his 2-frame advantage again.
Steve, in fairness to Mark King, it's only in frame 1 and frame 4 of that session where he's been allowed to get in full flow.
That's right. You know, Mark King obviously is running out of frames, but he can continue in the same vein and hope that the frames go in his direction as opposed to Ding's. But you know, you go back to your dressing room and you're thinking, well, I can't afford to let him win another one now, otherwise he's on the brink. So Mark King is running out of time.
Well, both players are back. No more.
Thank you. Frame 21. Mark King to break.
Mid-session intervals now. This will be played to a finish. Ding Junhui needs 2 frames. Mark King needs 4.
Smile from Mark King as he leaves this red on again. I think he was interval. He should go in the interval and practice his break-offs, John. Try and stop leaving this red.
Yeah, funnily enough, saw Marco Fu in his match, and he decided at one time not to play that 3 cushion break off, just played the 2 cushion. There it is. Well, he didn't get on the bought colour this time, but you see, 9'4".
Yeah, your heart always sinks a bit once you've made the pot. You're thinking, oh, let me be on a red or on a colour or a position somewhere, and the cue ball comes into bulk. And you've just got to play a safety shot. It's I'm not as happy.
Well, it was just a fraction off, and there's certainly a red to the right middle here. The one to the right corner, he's too close to that. Be frightened of playing a push shot, but the one to the right middle, I'm not quite certain where the colour comes from. So he's electing to play safe. And this looks pretty good. Excellent length. Well played.
Yeah, Mark King can't play the shot where he brings the red up to bulk and leaves the white ball in the black cushion, because obviously there's a red there, so as you can see, in a spot of bother here.
Well, if he's thinking of the plant, this is very ambitious to me. Well, they say fortune favours the brave. He was hoping he was going to be on the pink in the middle, but I don't think he is. Good shot, though. Just a safety.
Ding Junhui, 1.
Always a tough shot, that. If you just don't catch him thin enough, then the cue ball isn't going to get anywhere near the ball cushion. And there's a chance here. Red to the right corner. Just got to avoid, as we watch again, just caught that a little bit too thick. This red's on, he's just got to manoeuvre the cue ball. Well, Mark King will be hoping that that loose safety shot is not going to cost him. It could do if this goes in.
One.
Well, decided not to avoid the black. Was hoping to develop it, but he's not made too good a job of it. But as I always say, if you pot the red, at least you get to play the next shot.
Yeah, it was a very positive shot to try and cannon the black over the left corner, but it was never a guaranteed position, and as you say, he did have a path to take the cue ball round off 2 or 3 cushions for a colour. No, a nice pot, but never easy those when you're bridging over the reds. He may have a red to the right centre here. The red just above the pink may cut. But that red on the black cushion is just stopping the cue ball coming round the back of the black for position for the black into the right corner. So if there's no guaranteed position, it will probably be a safety shot.
Ding Junhui. 8.
Yeah, I've been quite impressed with some of his safety. It's not his type of game normally, but it's what suits the situation.
And he's taking care of his safety shots, John. I think that's the impressive thing. So a lot of times, you know, when you don't enjoy the safety aspect, you just get down and play them. But he's looking to see where he can put Mark in trouble a lot of the times, which is good.
Well, that's an excellent reply, though, from Mark. I think he may have snookered Ding on all the reds here. Don't know whether he can find the gap between yellow and blue to catch the edge of that red just to the right of the pink. I think he thinks he can. Not the best of safety shots, but it's okay. That red went perilously close to the left corner, but close enough to the cushion, you would think, not to tempt Mark. Play a pot. Yes, just giving this a little bit of thought. It's not easy. I think if the green wasn't there, he'd probably come off the side cushion just to nestle into the cluster. He's just coming off the top cushion just to rest on this red. Knew that the black would be covering the red to the right corner. I did another John Parrott there, the black. Well, he was up straight away. He knew he'd hit that too thick. Oh, well, Mark's asked for permission to leave the arena. Don't know exactly where he's gone. A quick guess. Well, Ding Junhui's leaving as well, so maybe we should leave and see what JP and SD have to say.
Yes, well, if we get any word as to what has happened to Mark King, one can only presume what has happened.
Well, when you got to go, you got to go.
You got to go, absolutely. Absolutely. There's not much else to say, really, other than that, is it, really?
The worst was when, back in the 80s, when Bill Werbenick was involved in the game of snooker, and he used to drink huge quantities of lager when he played for a medical complaint, apparently. And I played him once in the first round, and I beat him 10-3, I think. In the match, but he beat me, I think, 11-5 on visits to the toilet throughout the whole match, but that was his speciality.
Have you ever had to disrupt a match like that?
Not in the middle of a frame.
It's very unusual, isn't it?
Yeah, it's, to be honest with you, not that I'm keeping count, but I can remember 3 times it's happened this week already, and it's unusual, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, well, I mean, obviously, yeah, the period of time that a frame could last would be a long enough time that you could be caught short, but you would expect that you'd have some sort of idea while the referee was setting the balls up as to how you felt.
Yeah, maybe it's the pressure. Who knows? Delighted to say that Mark King is back and we can resume this frame. Back to the balls.
Yes, Bill Werben up there was a legend.
We just had a 50-minute interval. Strange that it needs to leave so quickly into the first frame.
Yeah. Well, there was a possibility of playing the pot on that red. Just tells me his game plan could be no chance snooker. Whether that's going to get him back in this match or not, I don't know.
No, there's going to come some stage in this match where he's going to have to take risks to get back into it. But Ding seems quite prepared to play this type of game as well, if need be. No doubt he'll win this match over as soon as possible. He won't want it dragging on to like 12-11, 11-11, that close. He'll want to win this comfortably. As little pressure as possible.
Yeah, you don't want to use up a lot of nervous energy. And the winner of this match is back on at 10 o'clock in the morning. So an early dinner tonight and get ready for that early start. This is exactly what he's played, but has he run far enough?
Foul, miss.
Good line.
Ding, Junhui.
Just short.
Yeah, it's amazing the amount of snooker you have to play in the second week, isn't it, John? The first week you play your first round and usually you have about 4 or 5 days off, but when come the second week, if you're involved, you're playing every single day.
Yeah, well, that's why they have always referred to it as a marathon of the mind. As I say, he didn't play to hit the 2 reds near the top cushion. Well, he was trying to urge it on. It's hard enough this time. Well played. Touching ball. No. Referee Colin Humphreys stays stum. Referee will always say if it's a touching ball. Quite an easy trickle off here and leave the cue ball near this top cushion. You won't gain any real advantage from it, but certain safety. But he didn't want to risk leaving Mark King an easy run back to the ball end.
Foul, miss. Ding Junhui 4.
That's careless to not hit it hard enough. Just coming off the side cushion, nestling into those two reds and didn't hit it. It was easy enough to come off the side cushion. You just basically give Ding Junhui 4 points for nothing. He's looking at Ding and he might be thinking, well, what about a re-rack? But I don't think that's going to happen. In fact, it may be a chance here for Mark to play a good safety shot. If he could get to the ball end, just miss the brown, that'd be decent.
Oh, I'm surprised Ding didn't play a similar shot to him, to be fair. Ding had a more comfortable shot than Mark had. So, I don't know whether Ding's been a bit too cautious about this match.
I think he just wants to get the job done, doesn't he? And he doesn't want to take any risks. But yeah, you just can't assume that just by playing negative snooker you're going to get frame-winning opportunities. You've got to try and put your opponent in trouble. And that's a good safety shot, that, from Mark King.
Yeah, to win this World Championship, you've got to play to your strengths, and Ding's strength is playing aggressive snooker. And the shot he played there was not aggressive, and now he's going to have to play an aggressive shot whether he likes it or not.
He was probably more concerned where the cue ball was going to finish and just took his eye off the pot. Bump of the middle. Just caught that safety shot a little bit too thick. Half a chance, but the first red is the difficult one.
One.
Now, I would suggest cannon into the pink and red here as a shot to play. Yeah, well played. Good positive shot.
6.
The red next to the pink into the left centre, maybe one that affords the best position. So we can play for the pink off that one. Looks like a little screw and play the pink into the same pocket. May even be able to follow through for the blue off that red.
Well, his heart must have been in his mouth there for a second, because it looked as though he was just going to flick the near jaw and not go in. But it did flick the near jaw, but just the pace of the shot kept it on line, but he's not good on the blue. Don't think he can get into it enough to cannon the player cannon into the pink. Oh, he's overcut the blue. He's overcut the blue, and that could be very, very costly. Just thinking so much of where the cue ball was going to finish, forgot the pot. How many times have we seen that happen? What's a chance now for Ding Junhui to go within one frame of a place in the quarter-final?
Yeah, just not quite straightforward as it normally would be. Obviously the pink and black are both tied up at the moment. He would like to play a cannon on the pink and red here. Would leave the red to the right corner and bring the pink into play.
And played it absolutely perfectly, and if the pink does go,
12,
then that's just what he needs. He's just checking. If the pink goes, you would think this is definitely a frame-winning chance. If it doesn't, then, well, really, he's just got to go back up for the blue. We'll see how he plays this. The pink must go. The pink goes.
13.
So what's a chance now Ding Junhui's got?
Slightly surprised he screwed back rather than just falling through for a red. But quite straightforward to get on the pink here. If he followed through there, it'd just be a matter of putting the red to the right corner and screwing back for the pink to the right centre.
Oh, he's left himself a bit to do here. Can't believe he played for the black.
There's pressure on this.
Yeah, but nicely played. Always look easy, but that's quite an acute angle. But never any doubt about it going in. 38 points to the lead.
28.
Yeah, and what makes those shots more difficult is if it wasn't the one they were playing for. You didn't expect to be playing a shot that tricky.
So 45 points to the lead now. 2 reds, 2 colours, and he'll be
34.
well past the winning line. And within 1 frame of a quarter-final place.
35.
Where he will play Barry Hawkins, the man who beat the world #1 Mark Selby. Well, he's had his chances, but just
41.
missed that easy blue in the middle. Just never had good control of the cue ball. Well, that's the frame winner. 53 points in front, just 51 remaining, and the blue to come. There you see it, 58
47.
ahead, 51 remaining, but not for long.
48.
That means that Mark King will not be getting back to the table. So he'll be preparing himself now for a comeback. He's going to have to win
55. 56.
4 of the next, well, all 4 frames. It's as simple as that. And that's a big ask against someone like Ding Junhui. And just to pick up a
64.
point, I think he'd have more chance, or if there's any chance of coming back, if he was to attack a little bit more, maybe take a few more chances, but he doesn't look in the mood to do that, does he?
71.
Well, it's always the way. Frame's over.
73.
And even Mark, in the position he's in, can see the funny side of that.
76. 80.
Made a 104 break in the last frame.
85.
And the pink and black for a break of 98.
91.
So Mark King had a chance, but he missed the blue into the middle. And that was very costly. Always looked as though it would be. And Ding Junhui now 1 frame away from a place in the quarter-final. He stretched his lead to 3. 12-9.
Yes, and bear in mind, John, let's not forget that Ding Junhui was 6-2 behind after the first session, but he's played incredibly well since then.
Yeah, very good. That frame just before the interval was hugely important. He got himself settled again, made a good century break in it, and of course his score in there is good. Mark King has missed his chance though. I mean, he's played this on the blue. Okay, he's a little bit thinner than you would like, and it's always that bit where you don't exactly know where the cue ball's going to run into. But the main priority above anything is got to pot the ball you're playing, because you're still in the driving seat.
Steve, John is absolutely right. As well as Ding has played since that first session, Mark King was also potting those balls in the first session.
Yes, and that second session where Ding really took control of the game, as I said earlier, I don't know if it was Mark King just sort of playing a little bit under par or Ding playing very, very strong that led to that 7-1 session. But what is great about Ding Junhui is, if we look back at his history, you could argue that he's been a better front runner and not so good from behind. When he's got behind, it's because he's been having an off day and it's continued. But that's showing great character out there to come back in a match that he could have easily have panicked in. So from 6-2 behind, a couple of years ago, Ding Junhui's head drops and he doesn't get back into the match. Now we've got somebody who's got perhaps even more resolve than he had in the past, and now becomes a realistic proposition for the World Championship.
And we're back to that same thing I mentioned before, and he's got 12 on the board now. Now it really is last chance saloon for Mark King here. You know, I say 11, you got a little bit of leeway, but there's no mistakes now.
I was chatting to Terry Griffiths last night about Ding Junhui, and I asked him the question whether you always felt that Ding was going to haul himself back into this match after that first session. Did you?
No, I did. I thought that, yeah, I thought the writing was on the wall that in a way that Mark King was playing exceptional snooker and Ding was off form, and I thought it looks like is another disappointment for all of the Chinese fans. So great to turn it around.
Yeah.
The bookmakers thought he would. He was only even money 6-2 down to turn this match around. So obviously somebody was there, decided to have a few bets, and thinking he was going to come out and turn it around, and well, looks like they're going to collect at the minute.
But obviously, I mean, you know, Mark's been sort of going out of the room on a number of occasions. You know, perhaps even yesterday, perhaps a bit of a stomach upset or something along those lines. Perhaps he doesn't feel 100% himself, although he's not showing it in his face.
OK, well, Ding Junhui was knocked out in the first round last year. Is he about to book his place in the last eight? Back to Stephen and John.
Yes, well, he won't be pleased with that break-off shot. Normally we see the long pot being left. He's left a sitter to the right middle. Now, Mark King, you've got to start taking these opportunities. When you're trying to come back as he is, it's really good if you can win a frame with one visit.
One.
Maya's got a nice angle in the blue. I don't think he'll be going into the pack this time. Probably play through the gap for the red that's just above the black. Play off the cushion.
Yeah, let's have a look at this break-off shot. Well, just caught the end red much too thick, and that's why it came down the table, and that's why the cue ball only just reached the baulk line.
$14. 15.
Well, that's a mistake. Got to leave a better angle than that on the black. He was perfect on the red. Now he's got quite a bit to do with the cue ball. Well, he's recovered the situation. Just.
22.
Needs to find an angle on the blue here to get into the bunch.
23.
Always better to go into the pack when there's one loose red. And sometimes you have a little bit of insurance. But I feel he has to take this opportunity here to go into the bunch. Well, he's refused again, and well, he's not guaranteed a good angle here. Perhaps he can pot this red and just take the cube off the side cushion and leave himself high on the black to go into the pack. Can also go up for the blue. It just depends how which colour he's more comfortable with going into the pack from.
29.
Well, he's not gone too far. He may be able to follow through this off the side cushion and black cushion to come into the back of the pack here.
That's the other problem with this. The pink is slightly separated from the reds. If it was tight to the reds, hitting the pink would open them up. Needs to hit the pink full ball. Well, it's not a bad split. Where's the cue ball going to finish? He's on a red. He's on a red. Not the best red to be on, the one to the right corner. But he couldn't have opened them up much better.
No, he hit that superbly well. It didn't look to be an ideal angle, but well, he had a great contact on the pack there. The red that's on the black cushion is hampering him here if he plays the red to the right corner in terms of his positional play.
Yeah, I think he's just got to go all out for this pot to the right corner and just trust to a little bit of luck. And he's going to run into the red to the left of the one he's playing near the cushion, that looks for certain, but if he doesn't catch it full ball, he should get the cue ball going up the table and could still be on the pink or blue. Just don't miss the red.
Mark King, 34.
Don't miss the red.
Yeah, it was a bit unlucky there, Mark King. But an excellent shot to split up the pack and just finished awkward.
And now Mark King is going to have to sit there and wonder whether he's played his last shot in this year's Betfair World Snooker Championship.
Eight. Nine.
There's Mark just before he played that very important
16.
shot here. Yeah, just
17.
maybe felt a little twinge in the back there as he was trying to stretch over. But he might not need to stretch over the table anymore if Junhui doesn't make any mistakes here.
$24.
And Ding's not played the best shot there. This red is a lot finer cut than he was expecting. Yeah, right in the middle.
25.
And held the cue ball nicely for the pink. You couldn't really ask for a better opportunity than this to win a match.
No, and when he played that cannon, he knocked a red to the side cushion, but he can get past the winning line without that red. He needs to stay on the high value
32.
colours though. This pink will put him 4 points in front. Well, if he's not careful, he's going to need that awkward red on the side cushion, because he's not going to be taking blacks.
39.
So this puts him 11 points in front. He's going to need the red on the side cushion, because he's not going to be getting on pink or black off this red. So Mark King
45.
may just have a chance here to get back to the table.
46.
He's going to need the remaining 3 reds to clinch this match.
$51.
Ding just had a look at the scoreboard. Maybe should have had a look at it a few moments ago.
Yeah, it's funny, John. He came around there, and I think it just
52.
dawned on him there when he looked at the scoreboard that he needed that last red.
Yeah, and he played a cannon, and it was a poor shot not to get the cannon. It was easy enough.
Natural angle here to get the red behind the black.
Junhui,
It was all caused by him not looking at the score, wasn't it?
Yep. So this is last chance saloon for Mark King. It's not the easiest opportunity. I don't know whether he would want to try to knock that red into play, the one near the side cushion off this red. I mean, obviously he'd be on the black if he did get the cannon. Oh, sorry, on the brown. He's played the cannon and he's got it. Now he wants to be on the brown. He's on it. He's giving himself a chance. Well, is he on the brown? Looks as though he is to me. Well, that was a strange way to play it, wasn't it?
5.
Yeah, he played the right shot off the second last red to can the red, but he just played it a bit hard, I felt.
Where's this red going? It's going close to the middle.
King,
Will it stop? It does, but it's not the best safety shot. He should have had a snooker at least there. Just 13 points of difference. Ding in the lead. Well, if the red touches the green, it could have been a tough snooker. It's an easy one to hit, but the age-old problem, it's not hitting it. Can he get it safe? He needs to. Looks like a snooker to me.
Yeah, same problem now for Ding.
Yeah, they hit that well. That was his intention, just to send the red as far away from the cue ball as he could. Well, I think he can basically do what he likes with this. He'd like to stun it behind the black. The only thing is, if you stun it behind the black, you've got to be careful you don't knock the red over the corner pocket. Well, he overhit that somewhat, and maybe the bump on the middle pocket helped slow the red down. Good shot. Well, it'd have been better without the flick on the blue. I thought it was going to run past the blue. Well, there's a chance of a pot, but he knows, Mark King, that he can't afford one more mistake. Otherwise, the dream is over.
Shot. Is there a gap between the pink and black? Going by Mark's reaction, there is. Yep, there you see it.
Yes, but if he can't get in behind and hit the red off the cushion first, he's not certain to get a good safety here. 4-ball kiss on the brown, and he'd have had Ding snookered.
Now he's playing a safety shot off the right-hand side of the red. This red is cuttable to the left corner. Can play it as a shot to nothing. The only problem is if he gets close to the pot and misses it, he can leave the red over the corner pocket.
Well, if you're going to miss them, err on the side of hitting it too thin, which is what he's done. Now, can't Mark King somehow here lay a snooker? I think the snooker could be the thing that could swing this frame one way or the other. Oh, he's hit that bad. That could be his last shot. Couldn't have hit it worse. May have played his last shot in this year's championship. In goes the red, but he's not perfect. He's not perfect here by any means. This is a testy brown. So Mark King may think there's a chance he could get back to the table. I'm certain when he played that bad safety, he thought that was it. But you never know. There's pressure on this brown. Solid, solid, and now just yellow and green for frame and match.
That was a very confident shot on the brown. A lot of players would have preferred to stun that in. They had the confidence to drop it in.
7.
Automatic position on the green after potting the yellow.
And you know, Stephen, considering he lost the first session 6-2, this has been a very good performance and a lot of character from Ding Junhui.
Absolutely. Maybe 1.3 billion people would be fearing the worst at 6-2 down, but he's not let them down. Showing great character. And he's going to take some stopping in this half of the draw to get to the final.
Well, he's missed the pink, but it shouldn't matter. That's more than enough. Mark King offers him congratulations, wished him well, I'm certain, in the rest of the tournament. Mark King's had a good tournament. He's had a few chances there, and when he led 6-2, everybody was fearing the worst. Those 1.3 billion in China were, but Ding Junhui dug in deep, and that's a tremendous performance, and will stand him in good stead in his quarter-final match, I'm sure. He runs out a winner, 13 frames to 9.
Absolutely, John, a terrific performance from Ding Junhui. He's carrying the hopes of a nation, and pre-tournament he talked about that expectancy, and he feels strong going into matches. He's certainly finished very strong, Steve.
Yes, and we said at the start of the day, every possibility that the draw's opened up for him, and he's got an excellent chance to reach the final.
Fantastic spirit he's shown through this match, given that he was 6-2 down after the first session.
I think maturity is the word we're looking for. A couple of seasons ago, I couldn't agree with Steve more, but you know, he'd have been struggling with that, but his temperament's improved, he's got better with age. Very good performance from 6-2 behind.
OK, guys, we'll talk more in just a moment, but Ding is with Rob Walker.
Ding, congratulations, you're into the quarter-finals at the World Championship for only the second time.
Yeah, it surprised me. I played well when I 6-2 down and come back stronger. Just concentrate concentration on every shot.
How worried were you after Mark started the match so positively?
Yeah, no, it's bad to start. It's not in the game, so when I'm back to home, to think about the game, how to make better, and yeah, I find the problems and fix it.
Well, you did brilliantly yesterday to take 7 of the 8 available frames. You came out all guns blazing.
Yeah, I know I have to be strong, very strong, to take every frame. You know, marking play good. He takes every little chances. You know, make a big break, but he keep putting me down on the seat. So it's quite hard to play.
Are you aware of how much the bottom half of the draw is opening out? No Mark Selby, no Neil Robertson. This is turning into a really big opportunity for you here.
I'm not too worried about the draw who I play in the next round. It just you know, everybody playing good at Crucible. I see. I know I play Barry next round, so Barry's not bad. He's beaten me a few times.
Well, you've got to be in it to win it. Congratulations, Ding. I know the excitement in China will already be rising.
Thank you.